I thought Arabia event is easy until I run out of space. No water, no resources, space. And that mistake almost killed my performance in this allied culture event. So I'm going to start with my performance in this event, and I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Brutally honest with you. Now, first thing is, I start, and boy, this is one of the things that right now I'm working on, and this is the spacing, because I have some gaps like this. As you can see, there is a how to say it, there is a free space right there. Now, overall performance, if I have to point it out, I end up in the amateur, but I actually stopped playing before like one day. I saw that there is nothing I can actually do. I make so many things wrong, so at this point it's pointless for me to go further, because just the rewards are not something crazy. I want to point out, like one of these Arabian antimatter, this thing I get after I stop actually playing the event, and this research point, some extra space. This is the things I don't care about. Only the Ashoka fragment is something that I actually care about, but it's way too far and I'm not going to be able to achieve it. So one of the issues that I faced was the space, and I guess many players also face that. So currently, I want to point out something else is I'm working over a guide over this event, and I'm trying my best to find what is going to be the best way to go, with how many buildings you have to go, with where to place these buildings, and all these things. So don't forget to hit one like, also subscribe for more Heroes of History Epic Empire content, and turn the bell notification. So the first issue I faced was actually the placement. You need to have these these buildings, and you can go only with medium home. You don't have a small home, something that rest of the allied culture events are having. Here you basically have one home, and this is the medium home, which, you know, everybody is trying to avoid medium homes because they take too much place and they generate less money at the end of the day from the small homes. So yeah, this is one of the issue I see in the Arabic event that I have to think over. And this is the space, also the workers, but we're going to go there. So my honest review of my performance is very bad. I hear some players, because I speak with a lot of players in my Discord or in the personal PMs. By the way, you can join the Discord, link in the description. I speak with them and they're like, yo, Burgas, 28, I cannot pass 28. You know, in the China event, you may see people go to level 31, level 32. Here we cannot pass level 28. They cannot finish. The other thing that actually make me huge impression, by the way, is the research. I'm not quite, this is where I get, by the way, before I actually stop investing some heavily in this, investing a lot of time. Look how many more researches I have to do. This is crazy amount of researches. And on top of that, you're having the medium homes that take more space. So these researches may be achievable if the game actually give us a small homes, because only with small homes you can unlock a medium home upgrade. Yeah, with the small homes, the things can go in good direction here. So this is where I thought I was doing well. This is where I realized something was wrong, and yeah, it just it is what it is. The other thing is building placement. I already say about, you know, at the beginning where to put your buildings, but it's not only this. I mean, you're having this oasis, or I don't know how to call it, these buildings here, this water at the middle of nowhere, and you have to somehow maneuver around these waters So you can get the benefit from the water, and even if you don't want to get the benefit, there is no other place to go. This water is put it at the middle at the middle of your map where you're building your buildings. Now here you can go further. There is some good free space here, and this is the honey zone. I call it like this because you're having a lot of this, how to say, just 1 second, a lot of this one that is giving water, as you can see, 210, 210, and then 100. You have the river. Yeah, also the river here is giving you some extra water. So this is the best place, to build your main production building. But what I actually don't like is you have to maneuver somehow. As you can see, this is a huge place right here. Yes, I can put some this thing for the water. I forgot their names. I think it was something like oasis. Yeah, this thing small well. I can actually go with this one, but it's still going to have some missing space, like two here. Maybe here I actually was having some oasis because I tried to make some rebuild. At the end of this video, I'm going to try to do some rebuilding of this whole picture you're seeing here and get the best approach from point of building, what to build where, because I think it's crucial. I mean, very, very important. So yeah, the building problem was actually really real. The other thing that I have to focus here is how many buildings I actually need. How many buildings we need here? How many of these coffee brewer we actually need? How many of these incense maker, or the camel one, camel farm? I have to make some calculation over this one and see. One thing I can say for sure is we're needing a lot of merchants. A lot of major merchants, maybe like 7 buildings of merchants, because it's from where these gold coins are coming. And in the bazaar, you can go with camels and gold coins. At one point, you're going to replace maybe the camels with... No, it's actually camels and gold coins. So this is the 2 important thing that you just have to continue, doing your buildings. So also, how many camel farms I have to have for my production. Something I can tell you is, and this is very important, is most likely I'm going to need a lot of these wells, small wells. Most likely I'm going to need a lot of them, and not focus that much over having more buildings, but actually having less buildings with more of these sun stuffs, so they can actually increase the production. As you can see here, I get the production from like 1.7 thousand plus 2,346, which is absolutely crazy, and I think this is the key for this event. And by the way, if you enjoyed this information, make sure you hit one like, also subscribe for more Heroes of History Epic Empire, and turn the bell notification. Now, after we talk about how many buildings and something that I'm going to do and check it out, we're going to check out the marker and the competition there. Now, what I mean by that is, at the marker, I already spoke about the gold coins and the camel, but you have to be extremely careful here to not overspend for some resources. So you have to have an idea in your head. Okay, I'm going to buy these coffee beans, but I am also going to need brass. Now, brass is something that you need almost everywhere. It's I think it's almost everywhere, but you actually need it on a lot of places. So you have to know for milk and brass, for example, brass, how much you're going to need, because with this brass you're going to supply like 3 different buildings. The other thing is mirich. Oil at one point, after I think around level 20, you're going to start needing actually oil. And obviously cotton is the final boss, where you basically have to, you know, make this a carpet marker, which is part from the chest that you have to fill. Yeah, right now is this what I need. And still, this is like crazy. I mean, I'm level 21, 9,000 of this thing, and of close to 5,000 of the other thing. This is just the beginner one. So yeah, we're working also over the marker. And here is the thing, the market can actually offer you something that the tricky part here is it can offer you, for example, 27,000 coffee beans, but in the same time you need like 10,000, and there is no other, how to say, offer here. There is no other offer here. So you either get the 37 and you continue progressing, and this 37 actually is a sacrifice. You sacrifice some other production to get this 37. I mean, it's not that easy event. Maybe the most hard event in Heroes of History Epic Empire. And yeah, so far I think the main mechanics is going to be the water, but still I have to find how to place these buildings around these these wells that or oases that are right here. So yeah, guys, if you get that far in this video, make sure you hit one like, also subscribe for more Heroes of History Epic Empire videos, and turn the bell notification. Here I'm going to put one video, maybe it's going to be interesting for you, go check it out. And also let me know in the comments how far you get in the Arabian event, how far you get there. Do you hit level 30? Do you hit level 25? Let me know whatever you want to share for this event. So far, I wish you a great day, and see you in the next video.